Hello, it's Amy here. Obsidian is the best Markdown editor I've ever used. So what is Markdown editor and what are the benefits we could get from using a Markdown editor as opposed to using a rich text editor? What can we achieve with it and how can we quickly get started? This video will answer all these questions. Comparing to the rich text editor, Markdown language highly reduces the friction to find the right format for your text. It's easy for you to write down your notes if they are needed to be formatted, because the easier you get your information out formatted the way you want, the less friction you are going to run into your note-taking system, and the more likely you will write down your note. If you are working with a rich text editor like Google Doc or Apple Notes, you always end up moving your finger around to locate the formatting button and click select the right format you want. This kind of behavior will easily interrupt your thinking process. As opposed to that, using Markdown in your daily note-taking activity creates a concentrated thinking space during your note-taking process. Markdown is intended to be as easy to read and easy to write as is feasible. In contrast to HTML, which is a publishing format, Markdown is a writing format, so you can easily read what is a heading, a subheading, a border text, a bullet list, a code block, etc. from a Markdown note. Markdown is nearly standardized. Nearly all nowadays note-taking application is either Markdown or rich text editor. Some apps even include both options, such as Notion, which allow you to write Markdown or using their built-in format. But with Markdown editor such as Obsidian, you could easily export your Markdown notes from Obsidian to other Markdown note-taking apps. So having the Markdown as a foundation allows you to leverage different applications for different purposes. You can easily use it across different applications. So once you pick up the Markdown syntax, you can use it for all the Markdown editor. So although I will demonstrate Markdown using Obsidian in this video, but you don't need to worry about that. The knowledge from this video is limited to Obsidian. Since Markdown is quite like a universal language, you could easily apply Markdown knowledge to any other platform or applications as long as they support Markdown. Okay, the last but not the least important benefit we can get from Markdown editor is the flexible capability of Markdown editor. What do I mean by the flexible capability? Because most of the time when we talk about Markdown syntax, we tend to treat it as a way of formatting our text. Yes, we can format our text as a heading, subheading, body list, border text, etc. But the capability of Markdown is way beyond that. With the leverage of plugins, we can extend the capability of Markdown to a higher level, such as we can use Mermaid to create some amazing flowchart diagrams. And also, if we are Obsidian users, inside Obsidian, we are so lucky to have a plugin called Data View, which allows us to create a very beautiful data table, which is quite similar to Notion, but is more flexible because we can manipulate easily with the code. I probably make a video about how to use the Data View plugin inside Obsidian later on. So how to quickly get started with Markdown editor? Let's first quickly pick up some most used Markdown syntax. No big deal. Just try to format your note using some very basic Markdown syntax. For example, add a heading, add a subheading, add some bullet list. Once we have some knowledge about the basic Markdown syntax, then we should start our daily writing routine with Markdown editor. I would highly recommend Obsidian. I suppose you writing notes on a daily basis, whether for your work or for your personal purpose. Rather than using some note-taking apps like Apple Notes or Notion, just go to Obsidian. Because Obsidian is a pure Markdown editor, so you are not allowed to cheat on your writing by using your mouse to click the buttons, In other words, you sort of forced, but in a good way, by Markdown editor to format your text using Markdown syntax. If you are a complete beginner of Markdown, or you know a bit of Markdown syntax but never use a pure Markdown editor to write your notes, it might feel scary at the beginning, but I promise it won't take very long before you are used to writing your notes completely in a Markdown editor, because that's based on my personal experience. 1 month ago, I never tried to write notes in a Markdown editor except some GitHub README documentation. As time goes on, I believe writing Markdown syntax will really become your second nature. I mean, use it without even thinking about it. Once you are very comfortable with Markdown editor, then you can move on to experiment with other cool features provided by external plugins, such as you can create some beautiful, amazing diagram flowchart by moment. You can even create a data table inside Obsidian with the data view plugin. Now we just open a new file from Obsidian. Let's start with the basic Markdown syntax. The first one I want to demo is the heading. So if I want to give this heading, just type a hash and then give a big heading. If you want to give a subheading a little bit smaller, you could write something like this. Similarly, if you want to have another smaller font of the title, you could have something like this. If you want to write some paragraph or just body text, you just type anything like you normally do on the Google Doc or Microsoft Word. Okay. The next one I want to show you is how to quickly create the list. The list, normally we have the ordered list. I want to start from where. I just type where and dot, and then give a white space and type anything like the first item, and then you can keep going, and the second one, and keep going, third one, yes, something like this. You can also create a sublist in each of them. For instance, I move my cursor over here and then could type something like this one is a sublist, sublist 1, and sublist 2, right? So you can do like this one. Okay, very cool. This is the order list. So let's write some unordered list. So for unordered list, you can simply type a dash, and then you press a space, and then give this list 1, a list 2, something like this. Okay. The next one, I want to show you how to create some emphasis for your text. For the emphasis, okay. The first one, we want to apply the border formatting text. First, then this one is a border text. How should we do that? We can give a double asterisk like this, and then now we have the border text. Okay, or we could give a double underline like this, and the border text using double underline. And then do like this, the same. So the same effect. This way is the border text. We could also italicize our text. For instance, italicize text. We could add a white asterisk like this, and then in the end, and do like this. Now we have italicized text. Or you can use underline instead of asterisk. So we could like this. So the same. And then if we want to create some italicized and also border text, we could give some like 3 asterisk. Yeah. Or we could give 3 underline. Yeah. Now let's move to the block quote. We can type this angle, and then we insert any text. Like here is a single line quote like this, and then we can also give a multiply. We can keep typing like this one, and now it's a multi-line code. We are in the second, and then you can keep going on. You can keep type anything else. So now we have like 3 lines of one code. Okay. For a programmer, if we can quickly write a coding block with syntax highlighting, it will be really great. So with Markdown, it's very easily for a programmer to write any code block with syntax highlighting. So first, for a quick demo, I use TypeScript a lot, and also I wrote some blogs about TypeScript as well. If I want to have some code block for the TypeScript language, I just type like the tick and then give a name TypeScript. And then inside this one, I could write something like write an interface, maybe like a user, and then give a name, a string, or an age, a number, or maybe profession, job. Developer, I'm a developer, something like this. We have the syntax highlight. Very cool, right? So of course, if you are writing HTML, you can also type something like this and just type like hello world. Give something like this. We also have the syntax highlight. Sometimes in our note, we also want to have some checklist like a to-do list tracking our progress. Also very easy to create such a checklist using Markdown language. We just type like 1 dash and then give a space and then brackets and leave a little bit of space and then put the text over here. So right now I'm just filming a video. So give a test. And the next one probably I will edit. I will write some edit the video. Tomorrow. Something like this. And then now, don't forget to add a space inside this brackets. And also why this one doesn't work, because we need to have space in here. So now it's working. If we want to check this to-do list, we finish this 2 ways. One way is use your cursor, and then you just hover your cursor over the checkbox and then click, it's checked. Or you can move your cursor over here and then tap cross a mark and then make sure there's no space here, and then now we just cross 2 tasks. If you want to uncheck, you just remove this one and give a space, and then now it's everything. And also you could also hover your cursor over here and then click again. Then now it's go back to the original. The next one I want to show you how to link in some external source or internal source. Okay, in order to create a link to the external source, the format for this is the first one is the title name. You can give anything, and then you put a bracket inside this. You give the link like www something like this and blah 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 blah, and then come something. Let me give you a quick example. For instance, I provide a link to my media profile page. I could simply write Amy's media profile page, and then here I just passed my link first. Delete this one here. So inside this, I pass this link. Okay. This link, okay, to my this link. Make sure we don't have some. Okay. Now, if I just click this one, it will bring me to my homepage profile page. So if I click this one, and profile page on the media, so that's really cool. We could also add an image inside the Markdown editor. Usually, we could embed the image from the internet. Give you a quick example. In order to embed image from internet, we first grab the link to that image, and then we type an exclamation mark over here, and then give a square brackets. And this one will give some name. Yeah, we'll do later on, and then give brackets like we did for the linking part. We pass the image link over here. So this one is just an example from Unsplash. It's a free image we can use for this demo. Now we see the image immediately show up here. The cool part is you can type different size here. For instance, I give 600, and then you will change. If I give 200, see, it's really cool, and 900, Really cool. This way is happening for this unsplash image. We can change, we can overwrite this property, the size property. Can also quickly embed the image from our local file. In order to embed an image from our local machine, like I have some image on my computer, I could simply type exclamation mark at the beginning and then give double square brackets, and inside this we find an image from my machine. And then now it show up. Another example like this one. I hope I have some other images. See, I have other, so we could show up here. It's really cool. So, okay. Now, once we have some basic knowledge about Markdown syntax and the capability of this syntax, we should immediately apply to our daily writing process. To give you a concrete example, here is a blog I'm writing for the current video I'm creating now. You can find the published version on my Medium. I will put the link in the description below. For instance, here, and this way is my heading. Also have some links over here, some code block inside here, and also the checklist. You can embed this image over here and like this. Because I'm writing this article and also publish to the media blog. So it's something I'm working on and also try to make it public. So that's something I'm doing every day. I just use Obsidian to help me quickly finish this task. So in your case, maybe it's different from mine. Besides this way, I also have something like I'm planning to do later on. Like I also try to create another video about how to use Mermaid to create some flowcharts and a diagram with Markdown like syntax in Obsidian. So I just draft this idea here quickly. Also help me to showcase this one because, for instance, I want to show this code over here and also the result. If I want to show the result, just move this and then quickly see the result. Yeah, this is the demo code I get from the Mermaid official documentation. For my current work, I use Obsidian, and also for my future ideas, anything, and then I just quickly drop down my ideas, and then I will try to update them later on. So it's a way to write down my ideas inside Obsidian. Especially, I want to have some code block. First, let's give you another quick example. Like I have some. Some TypeScript example, I think over here, yes. And this one, actually, I already published this article on the media. Actually, I finished this blog inside Obsidian because I have tons of, blog syntax. So with Markdown, it's very easy to write down all of this. Even you say JSON data and even the share. So the best share over here. I cannot do this easily inside Apple Notes. So for me, it comes handy. That's my approach to using Obsidian on my daily work. If you are become more comfortable with the Markdown editor for your daily work, besides the basic syntax, maybe you want to publish more. I want to introduce two important plugins. One is called Mermaid. This one is quite popular. With this plugin, you can write a Markdown-like syntax in Markdown editor to create a beautiful flowchart and some diagrams and also other cool stuff. So for a quick demo, you can go to this website. Also, we'll put the website link in the description below. And then we can go here. There's a Mermaid lab editor. In here, we can play around with the code. And then here is the demo code. And then we could do something like, if you want to grab some more code, you can open this, you can toggle this one, and then for instance, we want to write like a flow or state, some gate, and a mind map. For a quick demo, maybe we go for some simple one. Maybe I copy this one, we grab this code, and then we open our. This is Obsidian Markdown file. So in here, we just type 3 tick, and then type Mermaid. And then paste the code over here, and then voila, we just get the chart over here. So I go back, and this is our code, and this one is the chart we just created user code. And we can demo another example like a sequence, like here. I can copy this one, I can copy this one, and then if I type something like this, a moment, and then pass the code over here, and then now we have this diagram. We can toggle back and forth, like hello every. Of course, we can change something like here, hello Joe, how are you doing? And how are you doing? Today? Something like this, we can change. And then, how are you doing today? Just play around, and then you never know. Maybe in some cases you might be want to explore this kind of features. You also maybe want to use this flowchart or diagram in your notes instead of create this note, draw this notes in some app like Draw. Sometimes it's like you have to with your mouse draw, and it's get harder, especially when you want to make some adjustment. But with the code, you can easily write the code. You can change the code the way you want. The best part is you can share this code with your colleagues or with your team members or with others. I want to introduce another useful plugin. It's called Data View. You can quickly install this plugin over here and from the community, and then you can search this data view, and then this one. You can enable this one, and once we install this one, enable this one, and then we will see the data view over here under the community plugins. Let me show you a quick demo. Here is a book library I just created with data view. And then I can open the code. So this code means I want to create a table with the properties like author, year, cover, category, status, and from the folder called book notes. I have created a book notes folder over here, see? And then inside this book notes, I have all of these files, okay? We can also sort by author, or you can sort by year, whatever. Or when you create this file, so you have this property. One of my book notes, for instance, here, this one, I have the property like author, year, cover, category, status. I have this one, so I can. So let's go back, and then now we have everything done. And this one is the table. Of course, with the data view, you can create a more advanced data view. But I just wanted to show you the basic function by this data view. You can write this code inside your Markdown editor. It's very, very cool. Make sure you have to follow this SQL, everything. You have to follow this grammar. If you are a programmer, it's very easy for you to understand because this is literally a SQL query language format, the grammar rule. But if you are not a programmer, you never write anything, you don't know anything about SQL, maybe a little bit struggling for you to write it down or understand. But luckily, if you can read English, actually, it's not difficult, easy to read. You create a table with these properties and from a folder name called book notes. And also you can from a tag, like not just a folder name. You can also, if you have a tag, like for instance, I have some tag called book notes something, and then you can from a tag called book notes, something like this, and then you can. You also have this. Why? Because I have this tag for each of the files. We show all the files with a tag called book note. How do I know that? Let's have our cursor over here, and then you see this one. This is the book I read before, and then I have the tag called book note. Okay, and also we can this one, and also we have the book note and all the other one, and this one. I also have these properties as well as the tag called book note. If I remove this book note, the tag, and then this file wouldn't show up here. So there are many ways you can like the book note, or you can like a folder name. Just depends on your own preference. Is nothing wrong, just your personal choice. That's it for today's video. I really hope this video could inspire you to try out Markdown editor for your daily writing work. See you next time.